talking about that right now, honestly. You know, I was having a conversation this weekend, okay? This weekend about the religious mindset that hinder people from truthfully having a relationship with God to the point that they can enjoy themselves. So we were just talking, it was you who I was talking about, I don't remember. I was just talking with someone this weekend about that. And then I keep thinking and of course, you know, today during the service, there was some stuff that they were saying within the same talk, but it made me wonder, like, how many people truthfully confuse religion versus a relationship with God.
Many people do. I have a friend who it's weird, but he doesn't believe. So it's so weird. I don't even know what he believes in, but he has a struggle because when he went to the church when he was little, he was marked because they told him something that he used to like. It was like a cartoon. As a kid, they were like, "Oh, that's of the devil. If you watch that, you're not gonna go to heaven." And so that was something that they put in him. And up to this day, he's like, stuff like that makes me see these people as a strict religion who doesn't allow you to do this, doesn't allow you to do that, and a God that doesn't really love you. And then he blames a lot things that happen. So, for example, his dad died, and he blames God for it. Because he sees everything as everything is strict, everything is this, everything is that. And the religious people within the church hurt him to the point where he can't see or imagine having a relationship with God. Like, all he can do is blame him. But he can't create that relationship because he was so hurt by that religious people that up to this day, like,
he's not in church.
Nah, no. I mean, I try my very best to be that testimony for him, but it's going slowly. Something really amazing happened last week, but it's going little by little.
It's hard, and one thing that happened to me, I wanted to say 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, I don't know, because I always seen the side of that religious versus relationship with God from a place of something like what you just described. But I started thinking more. I never realized how much that religious mindset hurt even people inside the church.
Yeah.
Because if you are not promoted to grow in a relationship with the God you have accepted in your heart, it's kind of like you're being held back. It really is.
Yeah, and you can't tap into that relationship with the Father, and it's sad because it's not only the people that are like leaving the church are the ones affected, but also the people within the church, because they see this. Oh, this is my religion, and it's not a relationship. It's a religion. I just gotta do this. I gotta do that. It's like a set of rules that they gotta follow, and that's it. And they confuse it. And reality is that affect them because they can't like tap in or submerged in those deep waters with the Father and really know him and just know what he has for them. And it's really sad because it just happens. But I believe, like, I don't like religious people. I don't blame them, and even if they want to judge me, I wouldn't blame them. And if anything, I just feel compassion. Sad and compassion for them, because it's
absolutely
like you got hurt, bro. Like you got hurt. People hurt you. Like, I'm not gonna be here and be hypocrite and be like, oh, but you this, you that. Like, I'm not gonna do that either, because I know you're going through a process where you also got hurt and you haven't been able to heal from it. So I can never judge them for that. I can just love them more.
Bingo.
And maybe that way they can see it. They don't have to agree with me. You don't gotta do things the way I do. We maybe not see each other eye to eye all the times, but I will love you to show you that is how it is with the Father. That no matter who you are, he still loves you. And that's how the Father is. Even though you're this and that, he loves you.
I think with religion, and I've seen it happen a lot, religion has caused a lot of people within the church to leave, and a lot of people who have never attempted a relationship with God to not attempt one with him. And religion breeds. I want to say it breeds hypocrites, because to an extent, everyone's a hypocrite. But that's a topic for another day. It tends to breed some sort of hypocrites, and that's usually what people use as an excuse. Not an excuse. That's not a word I want to use, but kind of like their argument, their reasoning for not wanting to come to church or wanting to come to God's house. And I feel like it's important to understand. It's like you saying, I just went to the gym and I don't want to go no more because I just saw a bunch of unfit people. Which doesn't make sense, because that's the whole point of the gym, for you to sit there and get fit,
get better.
And that's the point of us having these four walls, because it's important for us to congregate so we can build that relationship with the Father.
Absolutely.
The same way you go, you want to work out. It's leg day. You got to do leg day with the Father. You got to sit there and kneel, get on your knees and
I love
praise, worship, because that's what He wants, that intimate relationship. You got to build that discipline with Him.
And I guess a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with that, they started going to church as a religious routine. That's okay, because you don't know who you're going to encounter. You don't know nothing about God. So when you come, whether because someone invited you, whether because you decided to come and try it out, whatever the reason, it starts from that place. But when it gets a little bit hurtful, for lack of a better word, it's when you just stay with that mindset for years and years, and you don't do anything to grow in a relationship with God, because when trials come, you're going to walk away, because what sustains you, it's that relationship with God, knowing that He's real, knowing that He loves you, knowing all the promises that He has written in the Bible for you, and accept all of His goodness to your life. That revelation comes just through that relationship. Now, I'm gonna throw something at you, and I'm sure you have heard this, but what about all the people that say, "Oh, I don't go to church because I just have my relationship with God"?
Oh, I got words for those people. Okay, I got you. Listen, I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
So first of all, if you have a relationship with the Father, that means you know His heart, and His heart, it's in a book. It's called the Bible, which we follow and we read to understand Him and know Him. And it says, go to church. It says go to church.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, oh, I have my relationship with God. Oh, so you have a relationship of obedience then? Oh, right. You didn't think about that, didn't you? Like, and I get your hope, and I get people, right? I understand.
I really understand.
Yeah,
but
like, there's churches where you're like, oh, I just don't know because I don't agree with them. This and that, or yada yada. Like, it's fine. I get it. But you can find. There's always gonna be a place for you. That's a given. There's always gonna be a place for you. And even though maybe you're struggling in a way to like fit in that church, the answer is not by leaving. That's just full obedience. It's by surrendering. When you surrender, He puts everything in place. But you have to surrender, because people be like, oh, because I like this, I like that. Oh, I'm sorry, honey, but this is your opinion. This is God's. You see, that's just the way it is.
He don't care
like,
about our opinions.
For example, I can sit here and be like, oh, I think that, and I'm just gonna this is gonna be real quick, I'm just gonna a little stretch. I think there should be more than, one gender or two genders and whatever, right? You can think that can be your opinion. Now God says men and women, and that's just how it is. God says the kingdom of God. Exactly, that's what He says, that your opinion ain't valid, it's mine. I'm the one who made the law. I'm the one who wrote this. And why is it like this? Because this is His way of protecting us. This is His way of teaching us, giving us more love. This is His way of being better. This is His way of loving us. And that's just the reality of it. We can't say, oh, this and that. And that's just a poor excuse to not go to church, in my opinion. Because when you really love God and you love His work,
you want to be closer.
You want to be closer to Him.
You want to be with people that they share the same thing. The same way you want to, if you are into going to the gym and you want to go to the gym and be around people that build, and you can have that conversation and share stories. It's the same thing.
To answer your question, I usually answer it to people like this. I'm going to use it in basketball terms this time.
Oh, God.
I'm only 5'10". I can't play the center position that requires me to be over 6'5". That's physically impossible. I can't go out there and play center. That is not the tools God has given me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important for us to go to that church, to be with other people that are just as passionate, because we're a team. I need somebody to pass the ball to score, just like in a basketball game, just like with the worship team. I need my drummer. I need my singers. I need my bass player, my piano, all of that, because we're a team. And when you're around people that genuinely love God, see, that's where religion comes into play again. Because there's a difference between the people that are just there because they feel like they have to, and then people that are there because they really, really want to be with the Father. When you're with a group of people that really, really want to be with the Father, it is the most beautiful thing when everyone's just submerged in it. And you can just watch this spirit flow and bounce off everyone. Like, that's why it's important. That's why it's in the Bible. It's it's easy as 1, 2, 3 ABC.
Yeah.
Do re mi.
Yeah, it's different reason. I mean, it says that he is here to pick up the bride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The bride surrendered to him.
Exactly.
I feel like a relationship versus religion, if I'm going to describe one word that will define the difference between both, it will say surrender. Because of my religious routine, I come to church on Sundays, I open my eyes, I sit down, I open my Bible, I read I listen to the preacher, I go home. Nothing happened. But when I surrender everything I am, I'm coming to church, same routine, but I'm coming with a heart ready to, God, talk to me, build this temple in your truth. Let me grow in that relationship.
Yeah, and you understand when he speaks to you. That is a lot. There's a difference in that, because you're like, you come and there's a routine, right? And you just come to like, just to do it. Just is a to-do list and you just check it off, right? So when you go and it's